Hey everyone, this is Nick from Mecca Warehouse, and today we're back with weekly update number 102. Kick things off, jump right into week in review. This is where we talk about what's been going on in the week, things that are coming up, stuff like that. And I guess first off, we are totally behind on packing. Way more than I thought. We've never really caught up since the God Gundam restock. Unfortunately, we probably would have been caught up sometime midweek this week, but unfortunately for us, fortunately for Dylan, I guess, Dylan got 2 days off earlier in the week, Tuesday and Wednesday, planned absences, and so good for him getting some break and doing something he wanted to do. But that meant we only were able to run one packing station those 2 days. And with the overstock sale that we were running, that means that the number of orders we packed each day was probably roughly about the number of orders we received that day. So we haven't really been able to chip away at that backlog of orders. So that's unfortunate. Today being Thursday when we're shooting this, Dylan's back, so we should be running 2 packing stations today and moving forward. So hopefully we'll at least be able to chip away at it and get that queue down today. Tomorrow with the Friday restock, though, I suspect we will be back in the hole even deeper for a little while, and then hopefully next week we'll be able to get back caught up. It's really been bad timing, I guess. It's unfortunate. We're doing the best we can, and hopefully we'll be caught up very soon. With that in mind, though, we are decided to open up another warehouse position. This one, we're realizing that we're just going to go straight to kind of significant hours rather than like the 9 hours a week, whatever that we've been posting warehouse positions in the past. So this one's going to be straight 30 hours. That's 6 hours a day, Monday through Friday, and with the prospect of potentially taking that very shortly to a formal full-time, like 35 hours plus kind of position. So if you're interested, the link should be down in the description to the job listing. Take a look and apply. Hopefully the larger hour count means that we'll get more candidates faster, because we could really use somebody in. We need to start training Tyler on packing on the packing station so we can get another packing qualified person and be able to get both packing stations running full speed all the time, kind of no matter what, and hopefully that will help us get caught up as well. Other news this week, Ethan started. So Ethan is our new media person, part-time here in the warehouse, and he actually edited the video we put up on Wednesday this week, the Gunpla News. That was his first crack at editing for us, filming stuff. He helps set the camera for this, and he's standing just over here with the camera to get another angle. And so that's been good. Having that gap filled pretty much immediately took a lot of pressure off me, I think, mentally, because I don't have to worry about setting up the cameras and a lot of that other stuff. And I feel like that gap that I was expecting isn't going to be very big because Ethan seems to be coming up to speed pretty fast, so that's good. A couple other things. We added a new row of shelves. I think you might be able to see them behind me. We did that Monday morning, so we got a little bit more space to put stuff on the shelves. We're running out of room to put up more shelves, though, and running out of space for backup stock. We're going to have to do some more reorganizing here soon when we get a spare moment. We also have a heat issue going on right now. So the furnace, there's 2 furnaces in the warehouse. They're the big chunky units that hang from the ceiling like we had in the old warehouse. We had one there, and one was working last week, and I came in Monday, and it appears that the fan has stopped working or something, and the other one just wasn't able to turn on at all. So we got the HVAC people out on, I think it was on Monday, Tuesday, something like that, and determined that one has a bad fan and one has a thermocouple issue. We're waiting on parts, so it's been a little chilly in the warehouse. Thankfully, it hasn't gotten really cold yet, or that would really kind of suck. And then finally, last update here, I would expect that our ding and dent standards are going to change a little bit over the coming days, weeks, and months. We've been super strict about what is a ding and dent. Almost any little minor tiny crease has gotten an item into the ding and dent pool pretty easily in the past. And as we're receiving more and more stuff, it's becoming apparent that those high standards are going to make it hard to have enough stock for our regular restocks on certain items, because it's almost impossible for everything to come in without those tiny creases and things like that that are barely noticeable. And it's also creating a logistical headache on the ding and dent side, trying to get those all cycled through, and we don't want that ding and dent pile building up. So we're probably going to relax our standards a little bit. You can rest assured you're not going to receive a box that's, trashed as regular stock. We're still going to keep our standards high, but those times that you buy a box off the ding and dent and can't find what the actual ding is on it will probably change as the ding and dent stock kind of gets cycled through. So just something to keep in mind. If you're a box collector, you absolutely need a mint box. You might want to put a note in when you place your order. We can do our best, and we'll see how that goes, I guess. So that's it for Week in Review. Let's do pre-orders. We had 6 new pre-orders this week. Let's see. So we had 6 new pre-orders. One from Good Smile, which is a 1/43 scale Hatsune Miku AMG 2022 Super GT RD5 version. So in short, that's basically a car, GT, Super GT, but with a Hatsune Miku skin. I think it's from some racing team that actually has a car that looks that way. I don't know too much about it, but if you're into Hatsune Miku, that might be interesting to you. We also put up the Metal Gear Solid for Metal Gear Ray. If you're into Metal Gear, that might be an interesting one for you. And we also put up 4 new Zoids kits. The Shadow Fox Marking Plus version, the customized parts booster cannon, and the Raidra Xenobus Empire version, and the Redler Gurios Empire version. I don't know if I'm pronouncing those right. So more Zoids. If you're interested in Zoids, if you're interested in Metal Gear, all that stuff might be worth taking a look. We've got a ton of other pre-orders as well. That's it for pre-orders. Let's go do restocks. All right, restocks. So first up, let's go through the master grades. This is basically all the kits we have this week. Not as many kits, but we got some other good stuff we'll talk about in a minute. So first up, master grade RGM 79s. This is the gym ground type. I haven't built one, but I think these are supposed to be somewhat decent kits. We also got a restock on the master grade Eclipse. We've had these in stock for a while, so this is a top off, but would be an excellent chance to grab one if you need one. We also got the master grade Shining Gundam in this week, the 3rd master grade for this week. A lot of God Gundam related kits coming out lately, so great chance to grab that if you want one. Anyway, high grades, but a handful of high grades this week. We got a few gym types, including the gym type C. So good kit if you want one. We also got 2 GPO1s in the Zephyranthes and the GPO1 FB, both from Stardust Memory. I think the gym type C is, and so is this Zaku 2 F2. Don't know too much about this, but this one is the one, some of the cooler weapons, because the F2, the machine guns that look more like certain other modern weapons. Do this one in a second. One other high grade, this is also from Stardust Memory, so it's kind of a Stardust Memory restock, I guess. The Powered It Gym. This is another cool gym variant. I think this one kind of got a bulkier body in the legs, I think, and cool basis for anything gym-like if you're into those kinds of builds. We got one other high grade. This is the Elgheim. I think we had these a while ago. This is from, I think the series is Heavy Metal Elgheim or something like that. A little bit different of a build mechanically. There's some just kind of interesting design features to it, so probably a little bit different than any of the Gundam kits you might be used to, but probably worth checking out. We also got 2 30-minute missions kits in this week. The Spinaccio Sengoku type. This one's pretty cool with the Sengoku weapons, samurai sword, and some other accessories, stuff like that. These sold really well the first time or times we've got them in, so this would be a great chance to grab one if you missed them then. And we also got the Spinaccia Fencer type, also in that same vein. We've got some cool accessories built in the box here, and might be worth checking out. In addition to those kits, we also had we got a bunch of gun primer in this week. Great tools. I used the Razor Orden for the first time this past Saturday, and kind of getting a learning curve behind me on that one. It seems like they got some good stuff worth checking out. We also got a ton of Delpy decal and Delpy decal related parts and other accessories, and so it'll be worth checking that stuff out this week as well. There's just way too much to even show. All right, back from restocks, let's do Q&A. So this is where I answer questions from you, the viewers. If you have a question you want answered, post it down in the comments below, and I'll do my best to try and answer it next week. So first up, from Blazer VX, how do you feel about the Verka announcement? This might make me get a Zeta kit finally. So I don't think I've built a Verka yet actually myself, so I'm not super into the whole Verka thing. I've got a few in the backlog. I'll get to them eventually. So I'm not like super excited because it's a new Verka. I'm not sure, based on what I've seen, that it's incredibly better than, say, the Master Grade 2.0 that already exists. And from everything I've seen, people are not super interested in it, and that concerns me a little bit, and I guess impacts me more than anything, because my number one thing that excites me most about a new kit is when lots of people are excited about it, because it means we'll get it in and it'll be a big seller. That's my own like selfish view on kits, I guess. It's not something I need. I might end up grabbing one. I don't think I have a Master Grade Zeta in my backlog, so I'll have to take a look at that versus the 2.0 and see which one I want. But yeah, it's kind of my take on it. Bonus question, which of Bandai's announcements were you most surprised, most excited for? I was not ready for that Blue Eyes. So I guess that MG SD line in general has me really interested, because I think SD kits are pretty cool. My biggest gripe with them is the part separation, color separation, and articulation. So an MG SD really kind of fixes that. That said, it's a much more expensive kit than a typical SD. So I don't know, I'm interested to see what it's like. It's a new line, which should be kind of fun. All right, next up, Plastic Germs question. Are there any brands of tools, paints, or model kits that you do not want to carry? That's a good question. I'm trying to think. Not really. There's a lot of things that I want to carry but can't, but there's not necessarily a lot of things that I definitely do not want to carry. And definitely not in the tools, paints, or model kits kind of arena. I pretty much want to carry any model kit I can, other than maybe tanks and planes and that kind of stuff. I want to stick in the mecha space as much as I can. I'm not really interested in the other stuff, at least not until we reach, I guess, another scale where that makes sense. But otherwise, I kind of want all of it, and yeah, I guess that makes sense. And then fun question, Cobra Kai or Miyagi-Do or Eagle Fang? I'm not even sure what Eagle Fang is, so I guess I'm not up to speed on the latest with the whole Karate Kid thing. But I guess I have to go Miyagi-Do, because the whole Cobra Kai thing is just, I don't know, I always tend to root for the good guys, I guess, typically. Okay, next up, Brad McKinney. I too have been into the DOMs lately. Recommendations on what to build. So the only DOM I've actually built so far is that DOM R35 that I entered into that IPMS contest. It's one of my favorite builds I've done. Definitely my favorite build that I've painted so far. I really enjoyed it. So I definitely recommend that. That said, I don't think it's been printed in years. I hope they reprint it again soon. I've heard good things about the Master Grade DOM and Rick DOM 1.5s that came out recently. I haven't built one myself yet, so those might be worth looking into. And I think there's a few other high grades around, but again, I haven't built any of the other ones yet. But I kind of want to. All right. And then finally, Buster 0988. Have you considered doing Mecha Warehouse keychains? I kind of have. A lot of the Mecha Warehouse branded merchandise that we've done, it's been really hard to estimate how many we need. And so we tend to overshoot in a lot of cases because we want to have enough, or we want to make the minimum to get a good price on the item. And then a lot of them, the excess sits. Case in point, patches. We did the patches like a year and a half ago maybe. We still have a ton of them. We did posters a couple years ago. We still have a ton of them, etc. So I want to do that kind of stuff at some point. Something like keychains, I think we need to do a decent minimum. And I'm not sure how many people would actually buy them. And a lot of these customized, we were calling it P-Mecha for a while, kind of products, we'll hopefully get back on that train. But until we get kind of caught up and I can have enough spare mental bandwidth to not be fighting fires day in and day out, trying to keep everything running as smoothly as possible and not let anything back up, it probably won't be on the immediate horizon. Maybe early next year we'll be back in a place where I'm looking at that kind of stuff consistently again. So I think that's it for Q&A. Thank you for your questions, guys. If you have a question you want answered, post it down in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer it next time. Thank you for watching. See you next time.